Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the Ordinary Boy Boxing channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a quick pick of Eubank versus Benn. Now I know the fight is not happening and it didn't happen, but I'm going to pretend we're in an alternate universe and Conor Benn didn't fail and we're back in October. So let's pretend I'm doing this video the day before we found out Conor Benn failed his drugs tests, and I'm going to do what my quick pick would have been without knowing what we know now. There is a video on my channel about Conor Benn and that whole situation if you do want to check that out. It's called What on Earth is Going On with Conor Benn. So yeah, this is my quick pick for what would have happened if Chris Eubank Jr and Conor Benn had fought. Now, going into the fight that never happened, Conor Benn was 21-0. His last three was a unanimous decision against Adrian Granados, then a knockout victory in round 4 against Chris Algieri, and finally a TKO against Chris Van Herden. As for Chris Eubank, his last 3 fights was a unanimous decision win against Marcus Morrison, a round 5 win against Wanik Awijan. I struggled in another video to say his name and I'm going to struggle again, so I'm sorry, I tried. Vanik Audijan in round 5, and Liam Williams most recently a unanimous decision in round 12. So this would have been a really good fight. Obviously you had the father's history before, they had 2 great fights, and now their sons were finally fighting. Obviously when Conor Benn first became a boxer, there was people that would go, well, what would happen if Chris Eubank Jr and Conor Benn fought? But the answer to that was always they're in completely different weight categories. Conor Benn obviously a welterweight, and Chris Eubank Jr campaigning at middleweight and also super middleweight. Anyway, as time went on and as 2022 started, that was becoming a bit more of a possibility. There was talks of kind of them meeting at a catch weight, and they both were kind of up for the fight. I think they both probably grew up with the spectacle of what their dad's fights were, so the idea that they could do their own was probably appealing to both of them. They were going to meet at a catch weight. From memory, I think it was 158, I think Chris Eubank Jr had to weigh in and Conor Benn had to come up to, which was a massive weight drop for Eubank, and it was a big increase for Benn. They're both sacrificing. I felt like Eubank was sacrificing the most. He'd been going all the way up to super middleweight. I mean, I don't know what he was weighing in actually in the ring, but it would have been well over the middleweight limit. And Conor Benn obviously had to put all that weight on. We now know what may have been helping him put all that muscle on, but obviously that's in the other video, so I'm not going to go into that too much. We are pretending that we don't know that Conor Benn fails drugs tests. So I'm giving this prediction not thinking Conor Benn is on anything, thinking Conor Benn is clean. So I'm going to go back to October in my head of what I was thinking was going to happen before we knew. So my prediction for the Eubank Benn fight may be a bit controversial, especially now we know what happened. But I was actually picking Conor Benn to beat Chris Eubank Jr. Now I know the size difference still, even though they were coming in at similar weights, Eubank would have rehydrated to be bigger and he's a bigger man anyway. But I felt that Conor Benn would pressure Chris Eubank Jr more than Chris Eubank Jr has been pressured in a long time. He has fought fighters like that, but they were when he was a lot younger. Now Chris Eubank Jr being pressured at his age he is now, and with the weight he's had to lose, because I think there was also a rehydration clause as well involved, I felt that Eubank would not deal with Conor Benn's pressure, especially the pressure that Conor Benn had shown in the past few fights. His punch output and his pressure, I think, would have been too much for Chris Eubank Jr. I can already hear the comments telling me how wrong I am, but that is, I'll be absolutely honest, it would be easy for me to sit here and say Chris Eubank Jr would have won, but that is not what I thought would happen. I was going against the bookies and a lot of popular opinion. I thought Conor Benn would win. I didn't think he'd knock Eubank out, but I thought the referee would step in. I thought he'd smother Eubank with punches. After the fight, Eubank would blame it on the weight and that would probably be a valid reason. I don't think he even said himself he'd be 60% going in. I don't think he would have handled Conor Benn's energy, pace, flurry of punches. So I think it would have been a TKO for Conor Benn. I really do. We will never know now. Even if by some miracle that fight was to happen, we know that Conor Benn has tested positive twice, as far as we know at the moment. So it's a bit of a moot point. It's a shame. It would have been a really good fight, and it probably would have led on to a rematch if it went how I thought it was going to go. But yeah, so that is my pick, my quick pick for a previous fight that never happened. Strange one. I doubt I'll do a video like this again, but this is a very special circumstance. So yeah, that was my pick for it. I think Conor Benn would have beat Chris Eubank Jr. by referee stoppage midway through the fight. It could have went either way. I wouldn't have been surprised if Eubank had beaten him. That was the popular opinion, but that was my quick pick. Anyway, do let me know in the comments below how you were predicting the fight. And be honest. Obviously, it's very easy now to go against Conor Benn because we know what we know. But were you giving Conor Benn a chance in the fight? And yeah, what do you? And let me know. Do you think we'll see Conor Benn again, and do you think we'll see that Benn Eubank fight again actually happen? Sorry. Do let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and if you do get a chance, please do subscribe because it really does help my channel and it lets me make more videos like these. Anyway, thank you for watching another video, and I shall see you next time.